Hey guys, I don't have a lot of structure for how I want to talk about this subject, but my objective in this video is just to give you guys a basic rundown on what you should be doing more on your defense. And I would say this can apply not only to ranked games, but this is, I would say, more for like if you're trying to practice with a team or you're trying to go pro, whatever. This is like the proper way that you should be playing defense and how to react to stuff. So let's just say we're going to start with bind for this example. I threw these agent comps together. You can see the attacker comp, Jet, Raze, Sky, Brim, Cypher, and then defense we got Viper, Brim, Reyna, Raze, Sky. You don't see Sentinels a lot on binds. It's not necessary, but I said, fuck it, let's put a Cypher on attack. Viper, Brim is a really common pair that you'll see on bind, so the defense is going to have Viper. And you can see, like, you have your Viper Orb to stop short, you have your wall to stop long, whatever. And, steal some of these ideas for your own setups if you want. Doesn't bother me. So, step one. Step one is for your defense, you want to have some sort of plan, right? I mean, that's obvious, but what do I mean by that? And so the plan here is we're putting double controller on A because Viper and Brim should have enough utility, not to necessarily hard stop a rush, but at least buy enough time to skew the way that the attackers are scaling the site or delay the bomb plant and make it really uncomfortable for the attackers to get in post plant positions. Like, their job is just to delay, right? Other side of the map, Sky is typically going to be a B player just because, you'll throw a flash down long, get info if anybody's there. You can jump spot this angle, but it's a really strong pop flash angle. And then, you need some form of like hookah presence or control, whatever. You don't have to have someone there. Like, you can put Reyna like A if you really wanted to. Hookah is more like a gamble. Like, you don't want them to get it for free, but you also don't necessarily need to hard contest it every single time. I could get more into conditioning later or another video, but the point I wanted to get at is, so we have our general plan, we have our general setup for this defense, right? And what comes after the initial plan setup is protocols. What I mean by that, if you don't know what protocols are, it's like, if attackers do this, then we will do this. Or if attackers do this, then we will react this way. So let's just say, start of the round, they stim beacon Skydog up short. Sky's dogging up short. You have Brim, Raze, Jet running up short. Our Brim, like, jump spots. Holy shit, guys, there's 3 people there. Like, we put the orb up. Maybe where's Brim? You know what, maybe we throw a Brim molly there. And their push is stopped. They can't comfortably come out of that choke. We successfully delayed the push. Good job. So the attackers have a few choices here. I would say the worst decision they could do is just kind of sit here and wait to re-hit. That's what a lot of low rank players do, which is a really bad habit, which is trying to hit a bomb site, getting stalled at the choke, and then just sitting there waiting, twiddling their thumbs, and hoping that they can just re-hit the bomb site and win. Smiley face. No, that is just not how you do it. I mean, obviously you can get lucky and, win your gunfights and take the bomb site, right? But if you're looking for a better, smarter way to actually do this, the attackers, most likely what they do here is they back off. They're like, all right, we baited out some utility. Good. So the attackers know that Brim doesn't have Molly anymore, so there's a little bit less stall util on the defense part of the map. But what about on the other side of the map here? Because Brim just called, like, stim, dog. He saw 3 people. He knows Sky's there dogging. So Brim should be calling to his team right now. And it is so important on defense that you're actually talking to your team, because talking and saying what you're seeing and hearing is what's going to enable your teammates on the other side of the map to react appropriately. So the important stuff that Brim should be calling is utility, numbers, like the agents you're seeing. So him saying, like, if they're scaling up, he's like, They skydog short. They stim. There's 2 here. Jet and Raze are here. There's 4 here. 4 here. They're rushing up short. Can you orb up? And he mollies. The orb is up, and they're stalled, right? The defenders on the other half of the map will be listening to this and going through their brain. They're like, oh shit, like I flashed down long, and maybe Cypher hid from the flash and it didn't pop, so they don't know he's there, whatever, right? And these guys need to like just do something now. Whether that's maybe Raze and Reyna are like, okay, there's 4 there. Let's just like double walk out of hookah and push and do something, because we know there's nobody immediately over here. Let's push a little bit and take some space. Valorant is a game of like give and take. Attackers take something, you take something back, right? So the defenders are going to decide to push up. Maybe they'll just like post up here, maybe have like someone sit here, maybe Raze walks down here, maybe Sky's walking down long. So the protocol for the defense is if they show heavy A pressure, then we just push up B, right? Now, this could turn into them hunting down the Cypher because they know there's 4. They don't know if the Cypher's long. The Cypher could be showers. It could turn into a game of hunting the lurker, just because like you only saw 4, you didn't see 5, there's 1 missing. He could be anywhere. So I'm not trying to say that is the appropriate protocol. Like in Valorant, there's so many different ways you can respond to something and what's going on around the map that there really is no correct answer. It's just a matter of doing something together instead of doing solo plays, right? So let's just say, for example, that, okay, so we know our protocol here is they push down B long, maybe they hunt down the Cypher, maybe these attackers try to come back and they don't clear the corner and boom, 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 bam, 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 they're all dead, right? So that's proactive from the defense. They're taking something. But let's look at like, what if our 2 defenders here can't stop them at the choke and these guys all get out, right? So let's just say like, our Raze and the Raze and Jet are like trying to scale U-Haul. The Sky's coming out, Brim's coming out, and maybe the Cypher is showers, because they're trying to 5-man hit or like at least split the bomb site. So Cypher showers, right? So we'll start back here. We flash and clear long, nothing there. Brim at this point should know, like, oh shit, like they're out short. They're on bomb site. He should be calling like they are out on the bomb site right now and is falling back and living. So what's going to happen is their Brimstone is going to have smokes here and here. That's just always what happens, right? If you don't do that, then you're kind of an idiot on attack. Maybe sometimes there'll be a smoke here or here, like a third smoke. It depends. So Viper and Brim's job is they are just holding back sight. Maybe Brim used his molly, like he bounced it off the wall and is delaying the plant. Or maybe, our Brim smokes showers and Viper mollies showers to stall anybody from coming out there. Viper's mollying front sight or something. Like they're using their utility to stall and make it really difficult for the attackers to get set up and get comfortable. So let me just get rid of this stuff. So this is probably what a setup is going to look like. You're going to have Cypher just kind of walking in the showers. But what are these guys doing over here? So what do we do, right? One protocol you can have in this situation, if your A guys are getting overrun, they're on the bomb site, they're tapping the bomb, they're doing whatever. A common thing you might see is Sky is going to, from this corner, Sky can just dog through the TP, right? The Reyna and Raze can follow through the TP, follow the dog. Dog finds the Cypher, finds whoever's in shower. Boom, bam, Cypher's dead, right? Maybe he kills one and like it's just Reyna alive, right? But, then Sky can TP and, then you have 2 people come from showers. So part of defense and what I've mentioned is you don't want to try and hold everything at once. You don't want to spread yourselves too thin. Sometimes like it's okay for part of the game plan to be letting the attackers take the bomb site so you can put yourselves in a good retake position. So for example, Brim and Viper aren't necessarily trying to fight through smokes and deny the plan or anything. They're trying to play their lives, right? Because staying alive and having the number is really good. So let's just say they hold back sight and, we have we have over here, we have over here, right? And if our attackers, or not our attackers, if our defenders had just rotated through spawn like this and they didn't TP, they didn't TP, they didn't push through hookah, they didn't push down long, they just all rotated through spawn. Look at how many angles of attack we have to retake here. We can only retake from backside here or go through U-Haul, both of which are like the options, especially if you don't have showers control. So the point of TPing and killing the Cypher or killing whoever showers is now we have a third access point into the bomb site, which makes it just a bit easier, right? It makes it so much easier to actually get out. You know, maybe you come out here, Sky's going to have a flash, can like flash the guy in pocket, Reyna can throw a blind out or whatever. And the retake happens from there. The point that I want to get at is optimizing your positioning on defense so you're putting yourself in advantageous situations for retakes or later in the round. So let's look at a good example, because I have a clip example of when I played against Moist Shopify, and let's just reset this up. Okay. So let's say in the situation, the attackers try to do the same thing. They try to come up short. Maybe they get out short or whatever. But when they're getting stalled on the bomb site and they can't comfortably plant, a good attacking team may say, yo, our Cypher is like lurking up. Like, we should take the TP. So when the call is, yo, they're out on A site, they tapped the bomb, they did whatever, right? You're going to have maybe your Sky dogs and you do the same thing, like you TP showers. The attackers are going to hear the TP and they might react like, okay, let's TP and go B. Like, we have the B bomb site. Whether your protocol is to dog through the TP or not, or do whatever, a lot of good teams will keep somebody anchored on a site until they know that the bomb is actually there. So even if it's not dogging through the TP and you're Raze and Reyna teleporting and doing whatever, maybe they rotated through spawn because they wanted to be safe. Not the best option, but, you know, like, it's something, right? Your Sky player or maybe your Sentinel or whoever, like typically a Sky player, is going to tuck. Like, I personally really like this corner right here. So this Sky player is going to tuck in hopes that the attacker team feel pressured enough to TP. So now what's going to happen is the attackers are going to teleport and just run out into the site. They're going to jump out. They're going to assume like, yo, we have the site. Like, we're good. We're chilling. And this person here is meant to be it's the same goal as the Viper and Brim on A, except a little different. Their job is to try and stall the plant and just be a pain in the ass, just be a nuisance. And a lot of times that player will get one, maybe two, maybe buy enough time, delay the plant, kill the planter, do whatever, buy enough time for your teammates to rotate back in, or maybe your teammates teleport, do whatever, and you guys are back on the retake and you just win the round. Let me just show you guys an example clip of that, just so you can kind of understand more what I'm saying, like a little visual.
Oh, no, B. It's B,
Triple.
Okay.
B.
They're about to TP,
Stay alive, Alter. There's one in our spawn. Or two.
They both on you. The Viper's gonna be in spawn.
Scout's white face.
Nice.
Raze is 1 HP too.
Down B.
They're both low.
Viper spawn.
I'm coming.
Viper spawn.
In our spawn, in our spawn. Hey, mark it. I'm
One
swinging.
enemy
Spawn.
Spawn
Nice.
last.
Swinging spawn.
I'm nice.
Let's go, Alter.
Okay. So the takeaways from talking about defense here, and I know I only used bind as an example, but this applies to really any other map. Obviously, like, there's little changes based off of the map, like Lotus is, you know, a little different than Haven, is a little different from Split, is a little different from Sunset, but they all function in a similar way on, like, if the attackers take a part of the map, the defenders should react and do something back, right? And, there's mind games and layers that build onto that, but that's just something you learn as a team over time. The point that I want to make is optimizing your rotations and your positioning and having protocols of like what you're going to do if what happens. Think of it like a flow chart, right? Like if this happens, then we do this. If this doesn't happen, then we do this. So not like you have to have a massive flow chart that plans out you're never going to be able to plan out every single defensive round to a T. It's a lot of just reacting to what's going on around you. A lot of times you'll be in a position to where you know what you got to do and you have the protocol, so like you're good. But sometimes there may be like a wrench thrown in the plan and things aren't exactly what you planned out to be, and you gotta apply the fundamentals that I've been talking about here and just react and do something similar. A little vague, but my whole point is react, and the game of defense is give and take, right? I didn't even get into talking about conditioning utility or maybe like pushing a lane or something, but it's also important to keep in mind that a lot of this is based off of your comms and the information that you're relaying to your teammates and your teammates' ability to react based off of that information. So if you're a team and you're watching a VOD review and you're like, okay, what could we have done better here? Then it's like, we see that, this player, our teammate over here, didn't comm that he was getting run down by 3 people. So our teammates on the other side of the map didn't know that they should push or do something reactive. Like there's that disconnect in comms. But anyways, if you guys have more specific questions about defense, maybe I could go over some more specific setups. I'm not sure if I should orient this towards ranked players or towards competitive players. But hopefully you guys start to understand a little bit more about what makes a good defense in Valorant. And, maybe next time I'll talk about attack and conditioning, pace changes, and all that. But just stay tuned for me yapping. See you guys.